gonna be good. You're gonna be ace.
Right. Right, you ready, Luce?
Yeah.
Yeah, good to go. So, morning, everyone. We're just giving it a couple of minutes just to see if anyone else was just a little bit late to join. But hopefully we're all up and running and everyone can hear us. If anyone does have any problems, there's a little sort of Q&A question box just at the side. So if you do have any problems, just drop us a message in there. And that's kind of the Q&A function that we'll use for the presentations for the rest of the few days that we're running the event. So firstly, morning, and thank you very much for joining us today. We're just going to give you a quick introduction. So this morning's session is just an intro to the business, so hopefully you can learn a little bit more about us and what we do. You'll hear from a couple of our directors from across the business, and then the later sessions today, you'll be hearing from some of our placement students and graduates and some of our hiring managers, so they can ask or answer any questions that you've got around careers. And again, you'll just kind of learn a little bit more about their experiences and stuff like that. So hopefully it's all useful and it's interesting for you all. But yeah, this morning's session is only half an hour, just to give you a bit of an intro. And then hopefully you can join the sessions this afternoon to find out a bit more. So I'll hand over to Lucy and she can just introduce herself for you.
So hi, I'm Lucy Spencer. Great picture, thanks, Shah. On the so that's 4 years. That's 4 years old. I've been with the company for 4 years. I'm the recruitment manager here, so I handle all of the MMB recruitment for both design and build. So if you are interested in applying for anything, then you are likely to end up speak to one of myself or my team, and hopefully get to an assessment centre where we would be able to get to know each other a bit more. I'm probably going to let Shah do most of the talking for this because she's much better than me. But thanks for joining.
Thanks, Liz. Yeah, I'm sorry about the picture. I couldn't find another one on the system last night. So yeah, just a little brief introduction to me. So my name's Charlotte and I work in the communications team for Bentley and MMB. So yeah, I look after kind of the marketing and all sorts of the comms, social media and all that sort of stuff. So we work with the recruitment team and Lucy quite a lot to do events and stuff like this. So I've been here about 7.5 years now, and I started out as a placement as well, came back as a grad, and I'm still here. So that's quite a nice story as well. So yes, that is us. I've already kind of run through the programme, but as I said, today is just our introduction. And the next session at 11:15, you'll hear from one of our previous placement students. And then at 12, we've got a presentation from one of our graduates. And then this afternoon is the Q&A that we're running with Lucy won't be on it actually, but you're doing the ones later on in the week, aren't you?
Yeah, I've got one of my team doing it today. I've got out of lots of things today.
But yeah, if you do have any random career questions and stuff, this afternoon is your opportunity to ask any of those, and you can find out how to apply during that session as well. So just to give you a bit of an introduction to us, so you might have kind of had a look through our website, done a little bit of research, but if not, I'm just kind of going to run through as quickly as I can our history and kind of who we are and what we do, just to give you a bit more of an idea of who we are and what we do. So Bentley, so J.M. Bentley kind of started back in the 1970s, so 1972 to be exact. So we were founded in North Yorkshire in Skipton, which is called the gateway to the Yorkshire Dales, which is quite nice. So kind of back then we initially worked for local authorities on sort of water and wastewater projects in the local area. Then kind of in the 80s we did some more building and construction projects, and then we kind of worked with some smaller construction companies, and then we moved sort of into the water sector properly and sort of began our relationship with Yorkshire Water. So that was in the 1990s, and you'll hear from one of our directors kind of that relationship that started back then and kind of how that's developed over the years. Then we did a little bit of kind of residential stuff, so we did some housing developments, which was a bit different, although we don't kind of do that sort of stuff anymore, but we kind of added that to our bag, which was nice. A big thing for us was in 1999 we formed a joint venture with Mott MacDonald Bentley. So, we formed a joint venture with Mott MacDonald, to form MMB. So Mott MacDonald is a global consultancy design organisation. So they the joint venture works in the sense that Mott MacDonald produce the design for construction projects and then we go on site and build it. So we work in a really kind of good partnership in that sort of way, and that was set up to deliver some big projects in the water sector for Yorkshire Water and other sort of utilities companies, and that is still going strong. So obviously we're recruiting for roles in J.M. Bentley and Mott MacDonald to work in the Mott MacDonald Bentley joint venture. It sounds complicated, but kind of as the sessions go on you'll kind of see what we mean. But yeah, so MMB is still very much a thing, and that's the company that we deliver lots of contracts for in the water sector. We also deliver some contracts for companies like Rolls-Royce, which I'm sure you'll know, companies like P&G, National Grid, the Environment Agency, the Coal Authority. So we kind of have a really varied bag of work and a varied bag of clients as well. Another kind of key milestone for us was in 2013, we formed another joint venture, which again is still growing strong, which is great. And that is with an environmental consultancy business called Jeremy Benn Associates. So that works in the same way as MMB does. So Jeremy Benn do the environmental project design for us, and again we go out and build it as the construction contractors. So we still deliver work under JBA Bentley for the Environment Agency, and we've got a couple of offices in the north and in the south that deliver those contracts, which is great. And another key milestone, which is kind of the biggest one, maybe, is that in 2014 we joined the Mott MacDonald Group. So that kind of just was our MMB joint venture going from strength to strength. So being part of the group means that we can share resources a little better. We have kind of access to that bigger knowledge pool and resource, which is great. So it just allows us to work in a more collaborative way, which is really nice. And kind of our people have different opportunities across Mott MacDonald and Bentley as well, which is always nice. So yeah, there's lots of opportunities across both businesses. So yeah, that's kind of us in a nutshell. Fast forward kind of to now, we employ about 1,400 people, I think. Is that right, Luce? Ish?
Yeah, possibly a bit more now. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think the main message is that the business has, like you say, gone really from strength to strength, and you can just see us growing. We're opening a lot of offices, and when you look at AMP7, that's just gonna keep going in that right direction. So in terms of a company to work for, you can see that kind of progression and where we're going. Yeah. We turn over, I think, about 300 million now. So when I started, it was a lot less than that, and we employed kind of half the people 7 years ago. So you can see kind of the scope of how far it's come, and it's still growing, which is great. But yeah, so in a nutshell, that's kind of us.
as I sort of said, the most of the work that we do is in the water sector. So we work with 7 of the biggest water companies. So the biggest one is Thames Water, which we've just kind of secured some contracts with, which is fab. But kind of outside of the water sector, as I mentioned, we deliver works in the environment sector. We do a little bit on highways, commercial buildings for clients like P&G and Rolls-Royce. So yeah, we kind of do all sorts of stuff, a huge variety. But when you hear from the directors shortly, it'll give you a bit more of an understanding of the different clients and the work that we do. So now you kind of know a bit of our history. I'm just going to talk to you really quickly about our culture, just so you can get a feel for kind of the place that you'd be coming to work. So our key values, obviously, as with any company, are really important to us, and they kind of define the way that we work, and they are generally just based on the principle of care. So underpinning our care strategy is the belief and knowledge that when we care about what we're doing, that we do it better. And then there are a couple of things that our strategy focuses on, which is when we care about our people, they're happy. When we care about the bottom line, we make some money, and when we care about each other, we stay safe. So kind of, what was I going to say? The care strategy is kind of what defines MMB Bentley and the way that we work, and then pride are the values that Mott MacDonald is built on. So again, so pride stands for progress, respect, integrity, drive and excellence. So they kind of go hand in hand really, and that just sort of tells you kind of the business that we are, what's important to us and how we work. So we obviously want people to be happy, we respect each other, we work with integrity, we always strive to achieve excellence. So yeah, is there anything else to add there, Luce?
Oh yeah, I think that's the main thing. And yeah, if you're looking for a business, I think any business that you're looking to work in, when you look at the values, they need to resonate with you. And you will find that throughout your career, that when you're if you pick a company where the values sit very similarly to what you want to work with, then it will be the right company for you. So I think that's why it's important for us to mention what we're about.
So moving on to our clients again, this just gives you a really brief overview of how widespread we are and the variety of clients that we do work with. We have regional offices, not that we're in offices much anymore. As you can see, me and Luce are still nicely at home. But obviously our sites keep running, so that's good. But yeah, obviously for each client we have kind of a regional office. And our people, when they are back in the office eventually, are based there. But obviously we have sites all across the country, as far down as Newport, as far up as kind of Seaham, and over to kind of Peterborough, and now in the Thames Valley. So we are everywhere, which is nice. So just to give you kind of a bit of an introduction before I play the director's video for you. The way that, given that we're so widespread, we kind of need a structure to manage that. So we do that via something that we call operational triangles. So we have units that are split up into clients and operational areas. And these director triangles look after each unit. So they're made up of an operations, commercial and design director. So the colours on the map here that you can see illustrate the 4 different operational units that we have. And the video that you'll see in a few minutes goes through each of those units, and a director from each of those units will kind of explain their area. But yeah, does that make sense, Luce? Anything else?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think the main thing for us about the triangles is it actually threads through all the way down. So it's not just at director level. What works for us is that collaborative working. So if you've got somebody who's looking after the money, working hand in hand with the person who's designing something, hand in hand with the person who's actually building it, then it generally makes for a more effective client relationship and delivery. So that's why the sort of setup is very even, and you know the triangle is an even sided shape, so that yeah, that you'll sort of see that thread throughout the business. So whatever route you choose, whether it's design, operations, you will be working really, really closely together with these other fields.
Super. So this is just kind of a short video. So our directors, as you can imagine, are pretty busy and they're pretty hard to pin down. So we've got them to record a bit of an introduction to each of their units, which all go through the clients that they look after and the kind of projects that they do. Again, they'll probably explain it slightly better than I just have, but hopefully that'll give you more of an idea of what we do. So I will just pop that on now for you.
Hi, my name is Richard Lee. I'm a design director for MMB Bentley. I've been in our business now for over 15 years. I'll start by giving you an introduction to my career development. Upon graduating in 2004, I spent the first years of my career located on site as an engineer overseeing the construction of various water and wastewater assets. After that, I joined our consultancy business, where I learned how to design both water and wastewater projects. This included spending 6 months located in our Indian office, coordinating the design between our Indian team and our UK team. I also spent 3 years working for our design and build venture, MMB Bentley. As time went by, my focus shifted more to design management. This meant undertaking larger and more complex design projects, but also leading larger teams. By 2014, I needed a change. I transferred to our Hong Kong business. There, my focus was on project management, commercial management, but also working on airport projects. By 2017, I transferred to our New Zealand business. There, my focus on airports continued, where I was the project manager for the design upgrade of Auckland Airport. Early this year, I transferred back to the UK and rejoined MMB Bentley in my current role. MMB Bentley comprises of various units. I am the design director for Unit A. Our clients include United Utilities, Anglian Water and Thames Water. We are delivering a 5-year programme of capital projects for these clients. This includes water and wastewater treatment plants, but also infrastructure. The drivers for these projects vary. They include improving environment, improving drought resilience, addressing climate change, and improving supply to customers. Some of the projects we're undertaking are of national significance. So, for example, we're going to relocate Cambridge Treatment Works. We're also going to build a water pipeline spanning from Lincolnshire all the way down to Essex. This is to improve supply in the southeast of the country where there is drought. One of the greatest challenges of my job is that each of our clients are different. They all require a unique approach and have different drivers.
Hi everyone, I'm Phil Cundall and I'm one of MMB Bentley's commercial directors. Before I joined MMB Bentley, I worked as a quantity surveyor for 2 other civil engineering companies, working for multiple clients covering rail works, water works, power works and highway works. I've been with MMB Bentley now for 13 years and I joined as a quantity surveyor. Initially I worked on some AMP4 Yorkshire Water large schemes before progressing to the role of commercial manager and now commercial director. It's no coincidence that my time with MMB Bentley is a majority of my working career, as at MMB Bentley the values we hold align really well to me. We aim to keep people safe, we aim to make money, and we aim to have happy people. All 3 of these are very much intertwined. The area of the business that I'm responsible for, along with an operations and design director, covers Yorkshire and the North East. In these areas we deliver work for Yorkshire Water and Northumbrian Water. Yorkshire Water is actually one of our longest standing clients and we've worked with them since the 1980s. Similarly, we've worked with Northumbrian Water for over 20 years. The frameworks themselves cover infrastructure and non-infrastructure works, water and wastewater treatment and waste and water network projects, as well as complex mechanical and electrical works on water and wastewater sites. So there will be a variety of types of projects and work to deliver. The type of work we deliver can range from upgrading or constructing new spillways and reservoirs to working on wastewater treatment works and sewer upgrades, which can schemes can range anywhere from 50 grand right up to sort of 60 million in value, and it can take years to see a project through from design through to construction and then finally commissioning, where we hand it back to the client, hopefully very happy. We've worked on all sorts of projects over the years, lots of them award-winning multi-million pound jobs. A couple of examples from Yorkshire Water include Botley Reservoir. We completed work here back in 2017 to refurbish the entire reservoir spillway, which is a Grade 2 listed structure, first built in 1906. The existing spillway was unable to safely pass the design flood, which meant it wouldn't prove sufficient overflow relief, risking the stability of the reservoir dam. At Hull, wastewater treatment works were undertaking our largest ever project with Yorkshire Water. Serving a population equivalent of more than 1 million people, the works needed upgrading, having been first built over 20 years ago. We completed the design and are well underway with the construction of a new elevated inlet works and refurbishment of an existing sludge treatment facility. We're using Autodesk BIM 360 on the project, which allows our team to create a 3D model of the site, making construction quicker and more accurate. In Northumbrian Water, at Riding Mill Raw Water Pumping Station, we've refurbished and replaced 4 90 megalitre per day pumps and 1 20 megalitre per day pump. We've installed new mechanical and electrical equipment and upgraded a lot of the existing structure to make way for 4 new fish exclusion screens, all of which will help to improve efficiency and ensure compliance. Or at Otterburn Water Treatment Works, where we've replaced and modernised an ageing water treatment works located in a designated area of high landscape value, just outside the Northumberland National Park. We did this by opting for a transportable treatment unit, something not seen in England before. It uses innovative nanofiltration technology, which is cleaner and more compact than traditional treatment. It was designed, built and tested off-site at our supplier's factory before being dismantled into 6 fully fitted out units and delivered ready for installation. So in Yorkshire Water, we were successful on 4 multi-million pound frameworks, and in Northumbrian Water, we successfully continued the AMP6 framework into AMP7 for another 5 years. So there's plenty to look forward to and lots of different projects to get involved with over this period. The unit delivered around 70 million worth of work for both clients last year, and we expect over the next 5-year AMP period to deliver around 400 million.
Hi, I'm Ian Bester and I'm Operations Director at MMB Bentley and MMB Bentley. I've been with the business full-time since 2003, when I graduated from Loughborough University with a degree in civil engineering. I was first introduced to MMB Bentley when I did my school work experience back in 1997. They must have made a good impression on me at the time, because following that initial experience, I kept contacting them for holiday work and they kept having me back, which then led on to them sponsoring me throughout my time at university. MMB Bentley has always been a company that has provided me with the right opportunities at the right time, and this has meant that I've fulfilled a wide range of roles in my career, all of which have provided me with additional skills and knowledge in becoming a well-rounded engineer, manager and leader within the company. My career journey has typically followed an operational route, starting as a site engineer before progressing to site manager, then to contracts manager, to operations manager, and now to operations director. Along the way, and at times, I have deviated away from this operational route, fulfilling roles such as quantity surveyor, estimator and bid manager to increase my commercial and contractual knowledge and understanding. This is one of the great benefits of MMB Bentley, in that we are a flexible organisation that can position people in line with their aspirations, development goals and career progression. So I look after the operational unit that covers non-water wastewater work. It covers clients such as the Environment Agency, Coal Authority, Rolls-Royce, Cadent Gas, National Grid and local authorities. So projects are quite varied across the unit, which is great. The projects that we deliver for the Environment Agency are predominantly around protecting people from the impact of flooding. We deliver design and build flood defence schemes that include pump stations, walls and embankments, as well as completing routine maintenance and improvement works on some of their existing assets, such as lock gates and sluice structures. So far, we have delivered schemes that range in value between £100,000 and £35 million. Our work for the Coal Authority aims to protect and improve the quality of our river water and aquifers from legacy mining activity. Our works for the clients such as Rolls-Royce, Procter & Gamble, local authorities is very varied. We cover works such as construction of new factory buildings, roads, car parks, drainage, electrical upgrades and much more. Over the last few years, we've started to deliver some works in the gas sector for clients such as Cadent Gas and National Grid. This is new to us, but a sector that we are keen to do more in. We have just recently successfully completed a programme of strategic valve replacements. There's a few things that make the work we do across our unit unique and interesting. These include its variety. As I've just discussed, teams across the unit are delivering works for multiple clients across multiple sectors with multiple complexities and challenges. Being part of a collaborative design and build team offers the chance to learn about why a scheme is designed the way it is, as well as being involved in its construction. And being involved in projects that actually make a difference and have a positive impact on people and the environment. Our Foss Barrier Pump Station project in York has probably been our flagship project over recent years. This is a £30 million Environment Agency commission to upgrade the pump station from a pumping capacity of 30 to 50 cumecs and to increase its resilience during times of flood, all of which had to be constructed online, adding to its complexity. The scheme has secured many local and national awards, including the prestigious 2019 British Construction Industry Award for the Civil Engineering Temporary Works Initiative of the Year. So looking forward, there are a lot of projects to be involved in and a lot to learn. We're already forecasting circa 50 million of revenue across the unit for next year, with an aspiration for continued growth. We're forecasting to deliver more work for the Environment Agency in 2021, and our new frameworks with the Coal Authority should really start to take shape as we start to deliver more projects for them. We're kicking off one of our largest earthworks schemes at Skefflin at the start of next year, and some of our other larger civil and MEP schemes will run throughout the year. We'll be busy bidding some of the other framework opportunities within the gas sector, so hopefully we'll find some success there, which will allow us to build further traction with clients such as National Grid and Cadent. We'll maintain a presence with Rolls-Royce and P&G, and I'd like to think that we will continue to win work either with existing or new clients that will provide people with ongoing opportunities.
Hi everyone, I'm Anne Carroll and I'm one of the J&B Bentley operational directors. I've been with J&B for nearly a year now, but I've always worked with the J&B teams via our design and build partnership with Mott MacDonald MMB. I started out as a project leader with Mott MacDonald, working on lots of different water and wastewater engineering projects for MMB, before progressing as a design manager and design director, and now operations director with J&B Bentley. The area of the business I'm responsible for, along with the design director and commercial director, covers Wales and the West Midlands. In these areas, we deliver work for Welsh Water, Severn Trent and Magnox. We've worked with Severn Trent for over 10 years and with Welsh Water for 5. The type of work we deliver can range from upgrading to constructing new spillways and reservoirs to working on wastewater treatment works and sewer upgrades. Often our teams are working on an asset in the middle of a field on the outskirts of a town or city. Schemes can range from £15,000 to 34 million. Both of our major clients provide a crucial role in the community, providing water and taking away waste 365 days a year. To give you an idea of the scale, Severn Trent serves around 4.2 million households, maintains over 100,000 kilometres of pipework, has 181 clean water sites and 1,071 sewage recycling centres. They supply 1.8 billion litres of clean water and collect over 1.4 billion litres of waste. Geographically, Severn Trent covers over 21,000 kilometres squared, from Scunthorpe in the northeast to Gloucester in the southwest. Early in the pandemic, the country may have run out of sanitizer, but the clean water kept flowing. So we've worked on a wide range of projects for both our principal clients, covering all aspects and types of work delivered in the UK water sector. To give you a few examples, at Stoke Bardoff, which is the waste recycling centre for Nottingham, we're building a £34 million thermal hydrolysis plant. The purpose of the scheme is to turn sewage waste into gas, which can be exported to the grid to supply homes in the area, a super way of providing green energy. At Llambrinnig in North Wales, precision engineering was required to replace the existing crane, bulkhead and primary gate and provide and install new secondary gates at the bottom of an existing draw-off tower. We safely removed and test the gates for leaks involving 44 days of continuous single isolation, all under a Welsh Water Gold command. At Pennybump Wastewater Treatment Works, we've been on site for years, delivering a series of modifications to protect the environment and improve water quality. The highlight in 2019 was the replacement of 4 of the 6 Archimedean screws used to transfer flow into the inlet works and first of the new screens. The biggest challenge was maintaining the performance of the works whilst removing the existing screws and installing and commissioning their replacements. Each screw is capable of transferring 2,200 litres a second. A major overpumping operation was established to enable a highly technical mechanical installation to be carried out safely. At Whalley Avenue, a partnership project between Severn Trent, the Birmingham City Council and the Environment Agency has reduced the risk of flooding at 13 properties. We delivered a sustainable, environmentally friendly solution in the form of swales and detention basins to capture and store excess stormwater runoff before it's fed to the sewer system. Finally, at Dimmingsdale, west of Wolverhampton, we're drilling over 330 metres deep. That's deeper than Blackpool Tower is high. The borehole will be able to extract over 10 million litres of water per day from the sandstone aquifer which lies below the site. The borehole has a design life of over 80 years, so Dimmingsdale has the potential to producing water for your children, grandchildren and maybe even great-grandchildren if they live in the area. We're a named contractor on 3 frameworks for Severn Trent and we are part of the Capital Delivery Alliance for Welsh Water. So there's lots of different and interesting projects to get involved in over the next 5 years of the water industry's investment cycle. The unit will provide or will deliver around £120 million worth of work for both clients this year and expects to deliver around £100 million a year across the next 5 years. The framework themselves cover infrastructure and non-infrastructure works, water and wastewater treatment, and waste and water network projects, as well as complex mechanical and electrical works on water and wastewater sites. So there's a right variety and type of projects to work and deliver. For Severn Trent, we're well on with our first batch of projects for AMP7, kicking off 6 Framework Directive early obligation projects which seek to improve the natural environment by limiting the amount of phosphorus discharged to the environment.
Hi.
Okay, so hopefully that gave you a bit more of an idea of what we do and kind of helped you understand our different operational units. Anything else kind of we need to mention after that, Luce, or are we happy?
I don't think so. Just, when you dial into these things, ask as many questions as you want. The idea is that you can come away from today really feeling like you understand our business, what it's like to work for us at every level. So there's no silly questions. Just make sure you get what you need out of these events. But thank you very much for listening and spending the time.
Oh. So as we said, the next one is at 2:45, so we've only overrun slightly. So if you are joining our next session, you'll be able to hear from one of our previous placement students and ask them any questions and they'll tell you all about their experience. So go grab a drink and then hopefully we'll see you back in 10 minutes. Thanks everyone.
Thank you. Bye.